Today's Sportswigger tutorial is entitled Bypassing GraphQL Brute Force Protections. To solve the lab, we must brute force the login mechanism to sign in as Carlos. We also get a list of passwords to try. Access the lab and let's try to log in to Carlos's account with a random password. We get an invalid username or password error, which we expected. Let's go to Burp Proxy, HTTP history, and search for the login request. We find a request to a GraphQL endpoint. Send this to repeater. If we try different passwords, we quickly find that the server blocks our requests after the third incorrect try, so a classic brute force attack would not work here. However, since the login request is made to a GraphQL endpoint, we could try using aliases. By using aliases, we can return multiple instances of the same type of object in one request, so we could potentially try all of the passwords in one go. To make our lives easier, let's install the NQL Burp extension. Go to the Extension tab, BAPP Store, search for NQL and click Install. After it installs, go to the Installed tab and make sure the extension is activated. Go back to the repeater, right-click and select Copy URL. Go to the NQL Scanner tab and paste the URL. Click Enter. The extension will interrogate the schema for us and return a tree-like structure that contains the queries and mutations it finds. We are interested in the login mutation. Right-click on it and select Send to Repeater. In Repeater, go to the NQL tab. This allows us to more easily modify GraphQL requests. We want the username to be Carlos and the password, let's say 123. Send a request. As you can see, we get the same type of response as before. We are not really interested in this token, so let's clean up the query a bit and only keep the success field. Now, we can use aliases to return multiple instances of the same type of object in one request. We will rename all of the login fields by using aliases. To rename a field, we must write new field, colon, and then the actual field's name in the schema. Let's try this. We will have login1, login2, login3, each with different passwords. If we click Send, we can see that we've successfully sent 3 login requests in one. This means we can send all of the passwords at once and bypass the brute force protection of the server. Since the list of passwords is so long, writing an alias for each password would be really time consuming, so let's use some JavaScript to lighten our load. Go back to the browser and copy the passwords. Now, right-click anywhere on the page and select Inspect. This opens the Developer Tools. Go to the Console tab. First, we will create an array from our list of passwords. Let's call it pass. So, pass equals, here paste the list of passwords between ticks, that's split by the new line character. Click Enter. Now, if we call pass, we see we have an array of passwords. We will use this array to create a new array that contains the aliases we need. For this, we will use array map. This creates a new array populated with the results of calling a provided function on every element in the array. Create a new array, let's call it rest. This equals pass.map. The map function takes a function as an element that will be called for each element in the array. We will use an arrow function. We need the current element being processed in the pass array, let's call it pass, and the index of the current element, I. We want our new array to contain aliases for each password. Go back to Burp and copy the login endpoint syntax. Add this between ticks again. This will allow us to insert variables. We want the name of the alias to be login0, then login1, and so on. So change the 1 to $, curly brackets, I. We also want the password to change, so change the 123 value to $, curly brackets, pass. Click Enter. If we call rest, we see we have our array. Finally, let's change the array to a string with each element separated by a new line character. We also want to copy this string to the clipboard, so copy rest.join by new line character. Click enter. Back in Burp, paste the list of aliases we just created and send the request. In the response window, search for a success true value. It seems that in my case, the 40th password is the correct one, so the password is soccer. Go back to the lab and log in as Carlos. This solves the lab. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comment section below. Bye!